Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I sat down to film a Will I Buy It Today actually, and then I kept going through all of the different products that are on Sephora's website, Ulta's website, Trend Mood's Instagram, and I kept coming up with more wanting to buy it than not wanting to buy it. So I actually am going to be turning this into a 2017 part 57 holiday wish list. At this point, I don't need any more makeup. I have no use for any more makeup, and yet I keep buying and I keep loving, and I cannot stop the purchasing of the makeup. But these are definitely some products that are on my wish list. Some of these are limited edition, some of them are not. So some of them are a little bit more time sensitive. And yeah, you guys, the holidays is the best time of the year to be a makeup lover, but it is the worst time of year for your bank account. So I really hope that you guys are interested in the different things that I am curious about picking up. Excited to be picking up for holiday 2017. My filming schedule, I keep saying this in every video because my filming schedule is completely gone to, it's just all over the place. As most of you know, I did take on a promotion. I have a lot of things going on right now. So my filming schedule has suffered, which also means that my reviews and tutorials and things like that have suffered as well. But I'm trying really hard to get everything back on track. I really hope that you guys will stick it out with me, and I will hopefully just start pumping some videos out and try to get a little bit more caught up as best as I can. But those are for the people who are subscribed to my channel, who have been around for a while. If you are new to my channel, however, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Go ahead and hit the notification bell as well, so that way you are notified when I get my videos posted, because I used to post 5 days a week. Then I posted Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and now I just post whenever I kind of have time. But I still try to get 2 to 3 videos out every single week if I can. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. And yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about some things that I'm excited about for 2017, the last stretch of the holiday season. And let me know down below if any of these products caught your eye, if you've purchased them, plan on purchasing them, or if there are things that you think are just a complete waste of money. I always like to hear what you have to say down in the comments below. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this holiday 2017 wish list. So the first thing that I am going to be talking about today that is definitely on my wish list is the new eyeshadow palette by Too Faced. And it is the Chocolate Gold Metallic Matte Eyeshadow Palette. Is that really what it's called? Okay, so that's a pretty long name. It is in their standard chocolate bar packaging. It has their standard layout for eyeshadows. It is mostly a metallic eyeshadow palette, but it does have 4 matte shades in there. The great thing about it is it's 4 matte shades that you need to complete any look. You have your transition shade, you have a black if you need it, you have a brown if you just want to deepen up the crease a little bit, and then you get this awesome variety of eyeshadows. It does retail for $49, which is the standard Too Faced eyeshadow pricing. You can purchase this online at Ulta, Sephora, and Too Faced website. And lately, Too Faced eyeshadow palettes have not been exciting me that much. I actually had originally said that I was not going to buy their all matte peach palette, but I ended up loving it. The Clover palette I had zero interest in. The white chocolate chip palette I had zero interest in. But something about this one just kind of draws me in. I don't know why, because I feel like I do own a bunch of these colors already, but I just feel like they look pretty, they look metallic, and I feel like it has the right amount of everything without being the same thing over and over again. And I feel like, whereas I felt like the white chocolate bar palette was a little bit more on the pastel-y side, and I kind of feel like the colors didn't really make sense, I feel like the color selection in here actually makes sense. And I feel like, for the most part, the true chocolate bar palettes typically are pretty decent quality. And, you know, Too Faced makes some pretty decent mattes. Their metallics can be a little bit hit and miss because they can be a little bit too chunky. Sometimes they can be a little bit too glitter infused. But I want to say that this is definitely something that caught my eye. This is definitely something that I had interest in, along with the highlighter from the collection and the bronzer from the collection. The lip gloss, the loose pigment, I don't really have any interest in those, but those 3 items from this particular collection I definitely do. Now, the next thing that is on my wish list, which I want to say became available on Ulta's website today, if I'm not mistaken, it is by Urban Decay, and it is their new all-nighter waterproof full coverage concealer for $29. Now, the thing about this, I love testing out new concealers, and typically I will try them. I've definitely heard a lot of people say that they do think that this is a comparable concealer to the Tarte Shape Tape as far as performance is concerned. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I have a very love-hate relationship with the Tarte Shape Tape. Sometimes I love it and I think it looks beautiful, but more often than not, I actually surprisingly don't like it. This actually has less product and it is a little bit more expensive, but I do like the All Nighter foundation. It does oxidize a little bit. I don't reach for it as much as I used to, but I definitely did like it, and I definitely did use it a lot when I first got it. And typically speaking, unless it's completely ridiculously overpriced, like some super high-end luxury brand, if they release like Urban Decay, Tarte, Too Faced, you know, brands like that typically release concealers, I more often than not will actually purchase them. So that is definitely on my wish list. It just became available today and it is already in my Ulta cart for me to pick up. I'm not sure if this is available at Sephora, but even if it is at Sephora, it's probably something that I would go ahead and pick up from Ulta just because it's my birthday month at Ulta, and you earn points, I think double the points during your birthday month. So everything this month I can buy at Ulta, I'm gonna buy at Ulta. And if you've tried this concealer out, let me know down below if you've tried this particular concealer out yet, if you've gotten your hands on it. I'm not sure if it just became available on Ulta's website recently or if it was available on Urban Decay's website first. I didn't really follow it that closely. I knew it was coming out, but I typically don't like to buy specifically from brand websites. I usually like to wait for them to become available on Ulta or Sephora to pick it up there. But that is definitely something I want to get my hands on. So this is another item that I want to pick up for holiday 2017. It is by Kat Von D. It is limited edition. It is her Metal Matte Mini Eyeshadow Palette that is going to retail for $39. It does come with 5 mattes, 5 of her metallic crust eyeshadows. And the formulation of Kat Von D's eyeshadows, for the most part, is pretty knock it out of the park. Her metallics are amazing. I do like the fact, I know that mini palettes have been kind of making a comeback recently and a lot of brands are coming out with mini palettes. She did release, I actually am doing a video on it right now. Let me grab it. This is the Metal Matte palette that she released for holiday 2016. And again, I do have a full dedicated video on this palette coming very soon. I know it's a little late, but it's happening, y'all. And so basically she took the concept of that particular palette and she put it into a mini, whereas this particular palette has pops of colors with like the blues, the purples. For the most part, this is a very, very wearable palette, but you have the purples, you have the greens and the blues if you want to be a little bit more daring and get a little bit more pops of color. Whereas this palette definitely is a little bit more on the more neutral side. Kat Von D, for the most part, is a pretty reliable, consistent brand. And I typically like 90% of the products of hers that I try, especially when it comes to eyeshadows, highlighters, and things like that. Her lip products. Her foundations for me are a little bit hit and miss. For the most part, anything that she releases for the eyes usually is pretty freaking good, and I definitely like to get my hands on it. So I will be picking this guy up. It does release, so it will be available on December 12th on Sephora's website. It is, again, like a lot of Kat Von D products, limited edition, 39 bucks. This one was $60 and it came with, I believe, 20 different eyeshadows in this particular guy. So I think that this is a great way to bring back her Metal Matte eyeshadows in a little bit of a smaller form, especially for people who missed out on the palette for holiday 2017. I definitely would have liked to have seen another version of this palette instead of her Satan Center palette with completely different colors, like a larger one. I think that that would have been really fun, but I'm definitely excited to get my hands on it, and it is something I will for sure be picking up. Now, it's a little soon to be talking about this particular product because it doesn't release until the end of the month, but I definitely want to get my hands on this. I did not like the last foundation that NARS released, or I guess it was the skin tint, not really a foundation. I was not a huge fan of that, but they are releasing a new foundation and it's coming out on my birthday, so it's gonna be my birthday present to myself. It's gonna so it comes out officially on December 26th. It's gonna retail for $49. It's gonna come in 33 different shades. So brands are finally deciding, like, yeah, we can release more than 5 shades at a time. 33 is a pretty good, I can't see all of the different shades in here of what it's releasing, but it does look like a pretty decent shade range. And it is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Again, it's by NARS. NARS is another one of those brands that for the most part is pretty consistent and pretty reliable. For the most part, I like most things that I try from NARS. I like their eyeshadows. I like their concealer. The Radiant Creamy Concealer is one of my favorites. I love their face palettes. I live and breathe for NARS face palettes. Their blush palettes, their highlighter palettes, the eyeshadow palettes that they've been coming out with recently have been top notch. So they have been doing really, really well. In the past, NARS eyeshadow palettes were very, very hit and miss, usually leaning more towards the miss. But the stuff that they've been coming out with over the last year has been really, really good stuff. So I definitely want to pick up this foundation and give it a try. And it is a full coverage foundation. You know, I still have, even though I tend to go a little bit more medium with my foundations now, I still have a soft spot for a full coverage foundation. And you know, you know I will be trying this out. I still have not filmed my Foundation Friday for the Huda Beauty foundation. Again, like I've been saying in every video, because my filming schedule has just been insane, but I definitely want to get back on track with my Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays videos, if nothing else. So this is definitely on my wish list. It is definitely something that I do 100% plan on picking up on December 26th, which again, if you missed it, is my birthday. All right, so the next thing that I definitely have on my wish list, and it's actually in my Sephora cart right now, I just have not bit the bullet and picked it up. I don't know if I've talked about this product yet. I feel like I have, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the new Narcissus Wanted Eyeshadow Palette for $59. And I just love the way that this eyeshadow palette looks. Let me see if I can get a picture just displaying all of the colors. So this is, and again, I'll have a picture inserted somewhere in the video so you can see a little bit more up close. This palette screams my name. Is it anything new or original? No, probably not. But I loved, and I don't know if this palette is still available anymore. I don't believe so. This is the Narcissus Loaded Eyeshadow Palette, and I loved this eyeshadow palette. I feel like this eyeshadow palette for me was like NARS's, a little bit of like their redemption for eyeshadow palettes. I love the quality of this eyeshadow palette. I have recommended it so many times here on my channel. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow palette releases of 2017. I think it's really good. The quality is great. It's blendable. You can take this palette, just this palette, and be fine. You can get a ton of different looks out of this eyeshadow palette. It has really great transition shades. You get a really nice inner corner highlight. You get a super dark brown. You get more of like a blacky gray. Like, it's a really good palette, and I use this palette all the time. Like, it's one of those palettes that I've had to take, like I've mentioned before, like I have my makeup collection up here, like my makeup that I use more often, and then all of my other makeup is typically stored behind me. This is one of those palettes that I had to remove from my everyday makeup collection and put away because I was using it too often. This one and the Too Faced Peach palette, or the matte palette, I had to kind of stop myself from using that guy as well. Whenever I saw that they were releasing a palette with a similar layout, I kind of thought to myself that it's going to have a similar formula, and it's going to be colors that I will wear probably even more than this, even though I wear that all the time. When I look at it, it does kind of scream Urban Decay Naked Heat palette to me a little bit. It does kind of scream the Sephora Pro palette, which I also really loved this year as well. I feel like it has similar color range to those particular palettes. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Absolutely. That's why I'm calling this more of like a wish list, because it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to buy everything. Whereas on my Will I Buy It, I always say, on Will I Buy It, 9 times out of 10, if I say that I'm going to buy it, I 100% am going to buy it. This is just one of those palettes from the second I saw it, it spoke to me. And because I've been so impressed with NARS this year, I definitely do plan on picking it up. It is limited edition. It is exclusive to a Sephora from what I can read. It does retail for $59, and I just really enjoy the formulation of this eyeshadow palette, and I definitely am going to pick it up. This one I don't believe is, let me check, is this available anymore? I didn't realize that this was still available. It actually still is available online. So I definitely would recommend getting your hands on either one of these, because like I've mentioned, this is a favorite of mine, and I definitely want to try out the new eyeshadow palette by NARS. And that is probably going to be one of my next purchases from Sephora, to be completely honest. Oh, see, it's in my cart as we speak. I just need to hit the checkout. And then the last thing that is in my loves list that I do want to purchase at some point, it's on my wish list. I don't know that I'm going to pick it up right away because I did purchase a lot of skincare during the VIB sale. But this is the new Glam Glow Water Burst Hydrated Glow Moisturizer for $49. And the reason why I want to pick this up is because the Glam Glow Hydrating Mask is one of my favorites. I feel like it does such a great job of getting my skin super hydrated. It's really gentle. It really gets deep down plumping. It kind of helps with dead skin, dry skin, things like that. So when I saw that they were coming out with a moisturizer along in like the same family, I was super interested in this. This released, I believe, on Cyber Monday, then they took it off of the website, and then they put it back on the website again a couple of days later. Had they released this sooner, I would have already purchased it, but now I need to make my way through some of the skincare items I already have. But it is for normal, combination, and dry skin. It says it is a weightless water cream for up to 72 hours of continuous hydration, and it is a solution for dry skin. Glam Glow is one of those brands that I do think is overpriced, but for the most part, I do think that they perform consistently pretty well. I definitely have a couple of their masks that I use and have loved. I have not tried their new cleansers, but I did enjoy some of their older cleansers as well, so I'm not really sure why they got rid of them. but I've been pretty happy with most of the things that Glam Glow has released. Their lip moisturizer, the one that comes in the little circle, is one of my favorites. Not the exfoliating lip treatment, but the actual moisture lip balm is one of my absolute favorites. So this went on my loves list the second I saw it launch on Sephora's website. I just didn't buy it right away. But now that it is available, I probably do see myself getting this within the coming weeks to maybe early next year. But I definitely do plan on getting this. And I think it's going to be so good for my dry skin because my dry skin has definitely been flaring up a lot lately. And the last thing I'm going to mention really quickly, because I try to keep these to 4 or 5 different products. The next thing that is in my cart that I think is going to be a really great deal that I just noticed launched on the Sephora website either today or yesterday. I can't remember. So I feel like it is a newer product. It is limited edition. It is online only. It comes with, I want to say it looks like 5 of their full-size brushes. It is Tarte's Toast the Good Life Eye Brush Set, and it does retail for $39, and it does have a $113 value. I've talked about it a million times. I love Tarte brushes. I think they're excellent. I think they're great quality. Their face brushes, I am more familiar with their face brushes than their eye brushes, to be honest, which is definitely why I want to pick this set up, because I haven't tried too many of their eye brushes, but most of their face brushes are just flat out good. Let me tell you what it comes with. It is a 5-piece vegan eye brush set worthy of a toast with black glittery handles and purple brush heads. I mean, I'm kind of over the glitter, the sparkle. Like, it says that the set includes 5 versatile eye tools featuring a double-ended spoolie and angled brow brush, which, to be honest, I don't use those very often. I have my Anastasia one that I purchased forever ago, and I very rarely reach for that brush, but that's okay. I still think it's worth the value. Let's see, what else do we get in here? You get a tapered blending brush, you get a flat blending brush, a flat shading brush, a pencil brush, and a double-ended angled liner brush and spoolie, which I think I already said. So I just think that it's gonna be a great deal. Again, Tarte's face brushes are some of my favorites because Tarte has released a lot of brush sets for holiday 2017. They have Macy's exclusive. They just released another set on Sephora's website, and then the one that I bought earlier in the year as well. Not earlier in the year, but earlier in the holiday season. And they're just good. I reached for a lot of them. This is the foundation brush that I have been using that was released for holiday 2017. And they're just good items. So I definitely do recommend that. And it is on my wish list for sure. I'm probably going to skip the face brush set because I just purchased the holiday face brush set. As you can probably hear, my voice is completely about to like go on me. So that is the perfect time to go ahead and bring this video to a close. So that is everything for holiday 2017 that I have added to my ever-growing wish list, and I'm going to try to keep you guys up to date on the things that I purchased, the things that I want to purchase, and then the things I have no intentions of purchasing. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below before you head out, and let me know some things that are on your holiday wish list, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!